Joining us right now, all over North America. They know him, they love him, they follow him from ESPN. Jeff Carlisle. Jeff, welcome, my friend.
Anthony, how are you, man?
I'm very good. Pleasure to have you on. Thanks for making time so much, Jeff. You broke that story. Alejandro Bedoya off to the Philadelphia Union. Talk about it. Is it a surprise with all the money that's involved?
I don't think so. Before I go any further, let me give credit to my ESPN Mark Stein. He was actually the guy that broke the idea that Bedoya might end up in Philadelphia, so I want to give credit where credit is due. Yeah, it's interesting, just the reaction on Twitter today. A lot of people thought it was way too much money. Some people thought it was a bargain, including my ESPN colleague Doug McIntyre. I happen to think that it's a pretty good deal, just in terms of the transfer fee and the salary, compared to, what's been shelled out for other American players. That certainly is well below guys like Josie Altidore and Michael Bradley. Now, granted, Bedoya is a little bit older. He's 29. I think Altidore was 25 when he came over. Bradley 26. So it's an interesting comparison. But I think overall, it was a situation where I think the money was about right. Now, obviously, there were some assets that switched hands as well. Chicago got a 2017 first-round draft pick, the discovery rights to a player to be named. I can confirm a report. There's $175,000 in combined, general and targeted allocation money. So, that is a pretty good haul for the Fire, I think, for a club that never really had Bedoya's rights. If you get right down to it. So, it's going to cost a lot, but I think Philadelphia needed to do something. They were, they've definitely struggled, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And Bedoya, I think, is the kind of two-way player who is going to, give him some grit. He's also pretty crafty on the ball, though. He's not a great assist guy, I think, coming in. He's not going to get you a ton of goals, but he is going to give you that two-way presence. And I think if he slots into like a number 8 role for Philadelphia, he could be a very valuable addition and be the kind of acquisition that could push him over the top and get him back into the playoffs for the first time in quite a while.
And what I love about this deal, Jeff, is simply this. Whether it's too much money or not, whether they gave up too much or not, Philadelphia Union are saying, hey, it's time we step up to the plate to start rewarding our fans. We want to make a long run in the playoffs. We want to finally start understanding what it means to dip into the transfer market, and that's what we did. And I credit Philadelphia for doing that because you and I have talked about this in the past at the beginning of the year. I thought this was a massive year for Philadelphia and Chicago. Once again, Chicago peeing the bed and not doing anything positive in my mind, and Philadelphia skyrocketing on the other level.
Yeah, it's certainly among the Chicago fan base, there's a lot of frustration, and it's understandable. This is a movie that they've seen before, and it's not pleasant viewing. Obviously everyone remembers the blind draw with Jermaine Jones, and then there was the kind of a drawn out saga with Didier Drogba and how he ended up in Montreal, and so now Chicago finds himself in this place again where they had the inside track. From what I was told, Philadelphia did a lot of the legwork, and I think that was Bedoya's first choice all along. And if it did, for whatever reason it didn't happen, he was going to be okay with going to Chicago. But yeah, it's a situation where once again Chicago gets a ton of assets, but the big question is what are they going to do with them and when? They have made some additional deals today. So but none of them are like their big name, big ticket player that's going to get more fans into the stands and lend some hope to a fan base that really needs it. So again, I will say that it is a new regime in Chicago with Nelson Rodriguez and Veljko Paunovic. So this is their first year, so I do think they need to be given a little bit of time. But you can also understand where the Fire fans are coming from and how it's hard for them to find much optimism.